This is the pre-playoff
Welcome
edition.
to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast.
Oh, Tyler didn't turn off the mic. You get to talk during the intro.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone. What is going on right now?
Tyler's not impressed.
Intro.
You get a real kick out of that, Jay? Good times?
Anytime you make a mistake, I'm here to exploit it.
It's not so much a mistake. It's me thinking that in episode 374 of this podcast, I can trust you guys a little.
You
but I
should
guess
know
not.
better. That is your mistake.
All right. Episode is brought to you by HGA Group, as it always is.
Love HGA Group.
I'm here.
I talked to HGA today. They phoned me up and asked me a series of questions that saved me hours and hours of time, and then hung up as though they do everything over the phone. What a company.
And then they said, hey, that podcast we sponsor, stop talking over the intro.
No, they
I
did
said
not.
to the guy, I'm working for you later when I do the podcast brought to you by HGA. He was like, I was warned you're going to waste my time when I call.
They say, we appreciate people who have a creative license, is what they told me. And they say, do you?
That's right.
I said, okay.
Fair enough.
I will drive your M-Chuck nuts. I will do that.
That's what the H stands for in HGA. Do you?
Yeah.
Anyways, we have a special guest on the show. Oh, so Chris Chalmers is here. Hey, Chris.
Chalmers, I heard a story about your missus today, and I would like to confirm that. Is she the authority on banana bread? Because that is what I've heard today.
Oh, dude. So her mom has a recipe for banana bread with chocolate chips in it. And they make it into either a loaf or like a cake or into muffins. And it is by far the single greatest banana bread with chocolate chips in it recipe there is. And so
at what point does the lovely Mrs. Chalmers hook up the podcast crew?
Need to have a baby. I had a baby and I was delivered a giant
you need to have
platter of it.
It's a tradition.
I'm out here trying.
Yeah,
I'm waiting, I'm waiting for your phone call.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is a tradition for my wife to give a big pot of chili, because the one thing when you have a baby that you don't want to do is you do not want to cook. You don't want to worry about where your food is coming from.
Thank you, DoorDash.
You just need to get it done. And so we give a big pot of chili and a big banana bread loaf with a present for the baby.
So I've had about I had 3 pieces for breakfast this morning, and then I had a giant lasagna dinner, and then had 2 pieces for dessert. But the other thing that comes with the banana loaf that we got was a very intricate saran wrap job that was very tough to find where it ended or it began. The unwrapping process was a bit of a process, but it was to ensure a safely delivered banana loaf, for which I am still enjoying. But I have so much loaf, I'm debating freezing some of it.
Yeah, so we do that all the time.
Wow.
But keeping it saran wrapped is an integral part. It is paramount to keeping the banana bread.
Fort Knox is saran wrap. Was guarding that bread.
Wrap it up like you're taking it down for a one and done, if you know what I mean.
She takes it. Yes, she does.
Yeah, that thing ain't busting open in your stomach, that's for sure.
No, it isn't. No. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So much innuendo for Printz to get caught up on here.
Yeah. Anyways, I didn't intro
He's just
Princey.
like, what the hell are these guys talking about?
Mark Printz is here. Princey's from Flames Nation. Princey, welcome to the Real Life Podcast.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me down here. This place is unreal.
You're talking about The Office?
Video not on. I can't even see you guys.
Because it just won't work. Sometimes shit just doesn't work.
It's because you're watching the Blue Jays game while you podcast your Remchuck, and that's why you forgot to turn off the thing, and that's why I talked during the theme song.
I'm doing a Blue Jays podcast right after this, so this is work.
You guys, we have guests, for heaven's sakes, and Calgary guests. We got to look quasi-sentient.
I would love to have the video on, Charles. I honestly would, but it's just...
He's watching the Jays. You can't do it, man.
Yeah, you can't do anything, man.
Yeah, I get it.
Very on brand.
Princey, do you know what a one and done is?
In what context? There's certain ways I do know what it means.
Well, just throwing out there and what
Not
you think
sexually.
That's
Like an Oilers playoff run? One and
fuck.
how
That's
dare
a
you.
least playoff run. That's a
how dare
least
you.
playoff run.
Yeah,
Come on.
turn off his mic.
I do, but in what context?
Well, it's non-Oilers related, non-hockey related, and non-drug related.
Okay.
What do you think it could be? What do you think? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
He just gave it away.
Yeah.
It is drug related.
I was going to say it was a business.
Oh, shit.
Business trip.
Shit. I effed that one up.
It's a business trip.
It's a business trip.
Or a banana bread trip.
Yeah, it's one trip
Yeah.
to solve all your financial problems, but you only do it once.
And you get out.
And you get out. You're done.
Yeah.
You take drugs across the border in your prison pocket, and you do the trip once, and you do a big enough deal, you retire immediately. That's a one and done.
Or you go like Clint Eastwood in The Mule, but like he was Icarus. He flew too close to the sun. He had a good MO going, but he got too greedy. One and done.
Like Trailer Park Boys, like the Big Dirty. You do the job once, and it's
exactly it. That's exactly it.
Could you imagine if you're so bad at it that you get busted on your one and done? Like,
yeah, that'd be the worst.
Well, it happens. It happens. There's a show called Banged Up Abroad that's just a bunch of series of one and dones.
Oh, that's
actually. There's no planning that goes into those one and done.
No.
You need to, those are a very impromptu one and done on that show.
Yeah, desperation is high.
Yeah.
Execution is low.
Vacation. I'm doing this for a villa.
Yeah. If you want villa money, you got to plan this shit out.
Like I took 4 suitcases into Burma for $50 and an Applebee's gift card.
Yeah.
You're not thinking ahead here, ladies.
Everybody loves an Applebee's gift card. You'll do anything
not
for
to
one
do
of those.
Burmese drug runs.
And those only get more valuable.
They do. They appreciate.
Yeah, they appreciate.
$50 turns into $75 if you just power of compound interest.
Just wait it out. I know.
Princey, clearly we're in the playoffs and we don't act like we've been there before because we're never here. So we're just having a
You
good
guys
time.
have no idea what you're talking about.
We're just having a good time.
This is off the rails at its finest.
We don't know what we're saying.
We are 6.5 minutes into the show. None of it's made sense.
Well, we're talking about delicious banana bread.
Yeah, so I have to
Explain to
impregnate
one
somebody.
and done. We're teaching.
I have to knock somebody up if I'm going to get some of this banana bread. That's what we learned.
You got some work to do.
Different style of one and done.
Yeah.
Or banged up abroad.
Yeah.
Good old Uncle Barry. I shouldn't share this, but I'm going to share it.
Yep.
So I'm 19 days into fatherhood, or 18 days into fatherhood. I'm exhausted this morning because there was there was an emergency last night. So we're in a nice rhythm at home. And I feel like this is a real life podcast. So I feel like I gotta share it. I know we got some parents. Princey's a parent. Wanya's a parent. Bag Milk's an aspiring parent.
Yeah,
Chalmers is a parent.
Nice trying.
I'm in it for the banana bread.
So like this is gonna throw people off, that don't have kids yet, and the people who have kids are gonna just hear the story and be like, fucking respect. I've done exactly this. So I wake up, I get woken up. Sorry, I don't wake up. I get woken up to just my name being yelled uncontrollably last night at 2:30 in the morning. And it's my girlfriend, and I'm just like, what's going on? And she's not in the bedroom. I'm like, oh my God, like, did they come? Where's the baby? Like, they kidnapped Crawford? Like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, what? Anyways, so, and my girlfriend's going to kill me for telling this story, but she's like, come into the change room. And I walk in, and it is a murder scene of
shit
poo.
Uh-oh.
So it's her leg is covered in poo. Like my girlfriend's leg is covered in poo.
Crawford's as well, I would assume.
Crawford's actually the clean one here.
She was
Everything
the business end of the transaction.
is covered. Floor is covered in poo. Yeah, she was. So it's like,
hold on. This took 19 days for this to first.
Well,
happen?
we've had a incident, but it wasn't. No one got hurt in the first one. The second one, holy shit! Literally,
you got some collateral damage here.
Well, yeah. So like my girlfriend, like she's not moving because she's just covered in poo, and I have to come and like wipe her down, so then we can finish the transaction. And then oh God, that's
friendship right there.
Well, that's it's a partnership, and it went and it actually felt like a happy ending because I thought the Crawford got kidnapped at first because it was just how the whole incident was happening. But
it's one of those ones where when you're all done, you two just sit down in a chair. Yeah. You look all disheveled and you look at each other and you just go, what the fuck are we doing?
we laughed about it. We laughed about it this morning a little bit, but like your cousin pandemonium, because then Hot Dog wakes up, he wants to get on the action. He's obsessed with Crawford, so he's running into the blast zone, and that's the worry, right? He's going to carry the blast zone with him. So I'm trying to clean off
poo prints,
clean off my girlfriend. Hot Dog's trying to get into the crime scene, and I'm still like trying to process what the hell's going on. Anyways, so that was my my daddy experience last night, and that's why
there's many more to come.
That's why, and that's why I had 3 slices of banana loaf and about 9 coffees so far today.
So one last thing on the banana loaf. Are you going to try all 4 of my ways to eat it? There's 4 different ways to eat it.
Expand on this, please.
Yeah, for those of us that aren't in the know on the banana bread.
Okay. So the first way is what we like to call au naturel. You just eat it with a little bit of butter on top of it. All right.
Classic.
To be fair, Chalmers, it does not require butter.
Nope. No, it doesn't.
Velvety,
au naturel is with butter, without. It's just soft, moist. It's just cut it and eat it. That is the number 1 way to eat it. That's how I like to eat it. But number 2, when I'm feeling fancy, I like to take it and I either put it in a toaster oven or into a oven on broil, and I crisp up the top and I get the chocolate chips nice and melted. And then when I pull it out of the oven, then I slather it in butter. Okay. That's number 2. Yeah. Wow. So that's a good one. I actually think there's only 3. The third one is you put it, same thing. You put it in the microwave or you heat it up or you crisp it, but then you top it with some vanilla ice cream and it is delicious. That is next level. That is dessert right there.
Well, number 4, I would slather it in peanut butter.
Yeah, that's also a classic. Delicious.
I'm not a big peanut butter guy.
Oh my God.
I don't think I would do that.
It's so good.
If you're not allergic to peanuts, then you don't have an excuse to not like peanut butter.
Well, I do like it. I just don't eat it a lot. I never get the craving for it is what I meant.
My sister makes a lot of banana bread. And
you're an old-fashioned peanut butter guy, aren't you?
Like crunchy versus smooth, or like the old one where you really got to stir it?
Unsalted, oldfashioned, churn your own butter.
No.
Yeah, that's the one you give to dogs. Like it's the oily one on top.
Yeah.
I
don't like that.
Hot 5 peanut butters. Number 1.
There's only one. I'm sorry. When it comes to, there's 2 things in this world that you just can't fuck with the champ on. And that is ketchup and peanut butter.
And Oilers blogging.
Exactly. Yes. It's not edible. I guess Oilers blogging is drinkable. Nation beer. Check it out at your nearest liquor store.
Kool-Aid's also delicious.
Kool-Aid is also delicious, but it's Kraft for peanut butter. And it's Heinz ketchup for ketchup. Like hipsters, artisans try to make their own ketchup. It is not the same.
I think you can go store brand for those.
Nah, but
Jif isn't bad for peanut butter.
I decided to go super cheap last time I bought peanut butter, and I went just the no name. That's a mistake you make only once.
Yeah,
let me tell you that.
Just.
So now the struggle is: do I finish the jar? Do I finish my commitment?
Well,
as a punishment to myself?
Yes. It's atonement, really.
It really is.
Okay. Hot take. Kraft is the best peanut butter, but thanks. I prefer the light peanut butter over the regular peanut butter.
Do you mean like
tastes better?
That's not a hot take.
It's got the blue label on it. It's like less sugar or something, or light.
No, it's 25. There's just more water in it or something. They cut it with some.
It's better.
That's fine. That's fine. It's just, but it's still Kraft. It's still like it's like if you like Coke, you still probably don't mind Diet Coke.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Speaking of Coke, did you read how Elon tweeted that his next move is going to be to buy Coca-Cola? Cocaine back in?
Yeah, Elon is in one right now.
Elon's having fun here.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
He's in a victory lap.
He cannot, though, however, fix the ice cream machines at McDonald's.
Yeah,
Did you see the other one where he said, "Next, I'm going to buy Pornhub and force the plumber to finally fix the sink"?
That's fair.
That's
Ventilation's broken.
He's having a moment.
That's rich.
Princey, your thoughts?
This is wild. Like you guys are all over the place. We're talking about fucking banana bread and then peanut butter and then Pornhub
but somehow it's all connected
together in the name of Oilers hockey.
It's funny because Bag Milk, you said that too. I bought the off name stuff too, and I took like one bite of it. I'm like, do I return this? So I just feed it to my son. I'm not gonna eat it.
I'm struggling through it. I'm battling through it.
He doesn't know yet. He hasn't formed an opinion yet on peanut butter, so it's fair to feed him it. Yes.
I was laughing at that, but no, this is you guys are all over the place.
The peanut butter I bought is so bad that my girlfriend brings her own from home when she comes to my house.
Oh God.
So there is a greasy spoon breakfast place that we used to do before we really had an office. On Tuesdays, we would go for breakfast for our team meeting. And I'll even shout it out. It's the Commodore. It's a great mom and pop place, but they have Sunspun packets for their peanut butter.
This was the first time I actually, sorry, Jay. This was the first time I actually saw how committed to the peanut butter game Jay was
Yes.
at the Commodore.
So I gave them a private jar of craft peanut butter to keep
like
for me.
Guy in a bar.
Well, yeah, it's like the wine closets and stuff, which is great because like in return, every Tuesday we came as a group of 8, 10 for breakfast.
Yeah.
So it was, and then I could have the peanut butter I wanted on it. It was nice.
You guys eat breakfast in Calgary, Princey?
Yeah, why wouldn't we eat breakfast, man?
We're not so different. All right.
No, I'm a breakfast guy.
If you want to hear about difference, we should probably bring him in.
I'm thinking when you leave, can you bring Quads in?
Yeah. So, okay, we'll bring in Quads because Quads is a very Quads is the editor-in-chief of the Nation Network and also runs and the big driver and star of Canucksarmy. And we went for lunch today and
we need him to explain.
He's not, I'm not going to get into the details. Quads is not well traveled. His first time on a plane was coming to Edmonton this year. Like, so he's not well traveled. So it's just funny to hear his takes.
Didn't he get jet lag after an hour?
Oh yeah. He's got jet lag. But so we'll bring him in and interrogate him and let him talk about life as a Vancouverite and what Vancouverites apparently do.
He will travel.
Yeah, he will travel for certain things, and he wants to get a Nexus card for a very particular reason that apparently is very on brand for Vancouver. And then just his observations of Edmonton as someone that's not left Vancouver very often. It's very adorable.
Printz.
He's younger than me for reference to this. Like, and his world takes, I think, might be greener than mine.
Yeah.
Which is stunning.
Quads, Printz, and I were finishing up lunch, and he's amazing.
I'm like, I had to stop and I'm like, are we actually having a real conversation about this? Or is this just like a joke that we're just all going all in on collectively to just pass the time?
You need him to explain it.
Oh yeah. And we'll let that debate happen because when we're sitting there around the table at Dog Patch, we were just like, this should be a podcast.
Yeah, we did say that. Anyways, while we have Princey here, I just wanted to chat with Princey a little bit because your story's fascinating.
Right.
You're at the Nation Network now. You're helping us out with Flames Nation and other stuff, but you come to us from Missing Curfew.
Yeah.
But how you got into the podcast game is a fascinating story to me.
Yeah. It's a wild one. And I've had guys in the industry even call me a bit of a trailblazer for what I did. I guess I'll keep it kind of short because I could go all day about it, but I essentially faked like I worked for them. Like I found out some stuff that they weren't doing. So I pretended like I worked for them. Just like if they yelled at me and told me to F off, I didn't really care. So I'd actually previously done it for Spittin' Chicklets as well too. So I'm like a freak when it comes to like hockey history and like hockey knowledge and like equipment style and mic'd up clips and stuff like that. And all my buddies would be listening to these podcasts and Spittin' Chicklets or whatever. They'd fire out a story and they'd be like, well, where'd this happen? I need a visual for this. And I just find it and send it to him. And then one day, one of my buddies was like, well, why don't you just take their audio and put it over your clip? And then you've got audio clips for their stories. So I ended up doing that for Spittin' Chicklets for over a year, but never really went
interesting play, Princey.
I know.
But just for like, you were just doing it for fun.
I was just doing it for fun. And it actually, when I started doing it for Spittin' Chicklets, nothing happened. Like no views, no likes, nothing. And then after about 2 months, I was like probably ready to throw in the towel, but you shouldn't do that. That's a disclaimer. Don't throw in the towel on this kind of stuff. Biz Nasty found it and picked it up and immediately messaged me like, who the fuck are you? And I explained who I was. And then he started sharing my stuff and introduced me to those guys, but they never really gave me an opportunity. They just kind of took and used my stuff. And then Missing Curfew came along and I did the exact same thing. But the difference was,
what is Missing Curfew?
So Missing Curfew is a hockey podcast with Shane O'Brien and Scotty Upshaw. So O'Brien, Vancouver Canuck, Colorado Avalanche, Nashville Predators, Upshaw, you know him from the Blues, the Flyers.
Fort McMurray's own.
Yeah, he had a cup of coffee on a PTO with the Oilers. Unfortunately, he had a bad knee and they had to let him go. I think that was 2019, maybe 2020.
2018, 2019.
Yeah.
That range.
Yeah. If he was healthy, he might have put a little juice into the Oilers locker room. Not going to lie. I think he's a good locker room guy. But those guys run a podcast out of Newport Beach, California, and I doing their social media, producing their show for them as well too. But that's basically.
Were you in Newport Beach too?
No, I was out of Calgary, and that's the wild thing about all this is people think that I like live by them, but I'm just out of Calgary. And
Airdrie, come on.
Oh, I guess Airdrie.
Airdrie Oodle Noodle.
Yeah, Airdrie Oodle Noodle.
Yeah,
right
check them out.
Oh, shout out Airdrie Oodle Noodle.
Yeah, right downtown. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I might go
downtown.
Downtown.
First in Maine.
That is literally the downtown of Airdrie, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Chalmers, give us a little.
But yeah, to kind of even wrap it up here. So what I did is I did the same thing for Missing Curfew. I made the Clips account, but they picked it up in about a week time. And they said, okay, who are you? What are you going to do? How are you going to help us out? So essentially I've been working for Missing Curfew for about 2 years now. And then that actually parlayed into a job with here at the Nation Network, which is even a kind of a funnier story about how I got on board. But that's what I've been called. I've been called the Trailblazer.
Well, tell that story. What the fuck?
Well, I guess with Missing Curfew is I was kind of approaching the end of a contract that they had given me, and
You were a pending UFA, and we just jumped the free agent market.
yeah, exactly. I guess in the hockey content world, I consider myself a free agent at the time. I had an opportunity to go back to Missing Curfew, but we hadn't really figured anything out, and I was kind of just sitting at home, and I had actually gotten a message from an Olympic curler. And his name, he was on Real Life.
Ben Heber.
Ben Heber.
Benny Heebs.
Yeah.
That's our boy.
Benny Heebs?
Yeah, great dude. Absolutely great dude. He just lives in another area by me. And he sent me a DM and said that he was talking to Jay about doing some content with the Nation. And he got me hooked up with you guys. And that's kind of how it went from there. Ben was the one that set all this up. So Ben, I know you're listening to this because he tells me he listens to this. Great dude. Thank you so much for doing this, Ben. But Ben's the one that got me hooked up within the Nation. So somehow Ben took my information and passed it on to Jay. And I got a phone call from Jay later and we figured something out.
And that's how, oh my God, my voice has been cracking all day. So it cracked while I was giving my bets on the Daily Face-Off show. And then Frank, to all the viewers, goes, puberty's tough, you're Chuck. Like, what?
Frank.
What a rude thing to say to someone.
He's not wrong. I've been there.
You're still there.
A couple of years ago.
Yep. That's David Quadrelli you're hearing on the show now. Now that we got to know Princey a little bit, David Quadrelli.
That's a good story, Princey.
Yeah, no, sorry, I won't cut you off, Tyler. I think we'll probably find a way to do an actual standalone episode because that was like a 5-minute explanation. I could probably talk about
the Coles Notes version.
Yeah, about an hour. But you guys need to know who I am. I'm with Flames Nation. I help you guys out with Oilers Nation, all kinds of stuff. I got my hands in pretty much everything you can think of at the Nation.
Yeah, we are taking the approach of building up your enemies by building up Flames Nation, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, David Quadrelli, you had not been on a plane before you flew to Edmonton?
Like I went on a plane to Manitoba when I was like 2 or 3 and I don't remember it, obviously. So my first time flying, like in my mind, was in August when I came to Edmonton for the first time. And I was like flying alone, didn't know what to expect. I just went for
like you'd never even really then been to an airport or anything.
No,
right?
I walked up to the front desk. I'm like, hi, I'm new here. What do I do? And they were like, oh yeah, so you
adorable.
It is adorable.
Yeah, and I figured it out. It was fine.
By yourself. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
You seen the movie Unaccompanied Minors? Do you guys remember that movie?
No.
It was about a bunch of kids who go on a Christmas vacation and they all go together, but they're all basically, they don't know each other heading into it. And I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I kind of felt like I was in that movie where I didn't really know what I was doing. And I was 21, but I still felt like an unaccompanied minor.
That's fair. Were you scared on the plane?
No, like not at all. I thought it would be worse because I've heard people say like, "Oh, I hate flying," and I'm like, "Okay, so like, is this going to be like a roller coaster? How does it like how does it feel?" But
yeah, it just goes upside down.
Yeah, I was like, okay, is the pilot going to try and do donuts in the plane? Is he going to try to do barrel rolls? What am I expecting here? And none of that happened. So I was good.
Did you drink?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't.
Bold.
I on Air Canada because the first time I flew, and all airlines are great. If you're listening to this and want to sponsor us
you don't know that
network, but
that a boy Quads thinking ahead.
But the first one I went on was one of, it was the cheapest ticket I could find. And I was like, I'll just go here. So there was nothing on the plane. Like they didn't come through with like a water cart, nothing. It was just, you were there. It was like every man for himself. Exactly. And then I went on Air Canada, the last 2 times and they come with some pretzels, little biscuit. It was great.
Oh, you even gave the legit pronunciation. I like this.
Are you staying in the Upperville block, Quad?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yesterday you came in, me and you've been DMing each other. You've been to Edmonton like twice now.
Yeah. And
we've never met.
Leave the town every time I come.
Yes, intentionally. But this time it was like, oh, we're finally going to get to meet each other. So I'm at the office. Then you get here and you text me like, hey, I'm at the suite upstairs. So like literally right on top of me. And you're like, but I'm too tired. See you tomorrow. Like what?
Well, because nobody was here, so I was like, I'll just sleep. I'll see Tyler tomorrow. I'll see everybody else. And
I'm too tired.
I was.
You got shut out.
Him and his girlfriend were upstairs.
I was.
Can we get an on-the-fly review of the room, Quads, just for asking for Yelp? What are your thoughts on the overall setup and service?
Second time staying here, so first time it was Suite 97. Now it's Suite 99.
Outstanding. First of all, thoughts on the hockey theme?
Oh, fantastic! The pictures outside are great. Like, I love it. And probably the bread and butter thing, when you get fresh treats from bread and butter when you wake up, like what more can you ask for? You know what I mean?
Pretty decent, right?
Delightful.
Yeah. And now we're just watching Sopranos because Crave is on that TV. And like the person, thankfully I have a Crave account, but the person who came here last time forgot to sign out of their account. So we were logged into their Crave account. I was like, no, I have my own. So I signed out and we're just watching the Sopranos. So it's great.
Great show.
You're a very honest man. We're glad to have you.
Yes. Glad to be here. I heard there was some white-bellied crow slander while I was outside.
Well, see, that's what we wanted to get to. So we're sitting outside, Wanye. We're having lunch. It's Jay, Printz, Quads, and I. We're enjoying the fine food from Dog Patch here. And that's when Quads looks in his wallet and he says, oh, I'd love to get a Nexo pass. Or Jay says... A Nexus pass, I should say. Jay says his is expiring. And then Quad says he needs one, but not because he wants to travel to the States frequently in terms of going anywhere. He wants to roadie down to the States so he can pick up cheese and spices.
Cheese and spices.
And then I went on to explain, this is very common. Like, I don't know how many listeners you have in Vancouver.
We're talking about a 4-hour round trip for cheese and spices, by the way.
There's more than that. You go to Costco, you get your savings, you get some cherry Dr. Pepper. There's a ton of stuff down there. This is routine. Like, if you have listeners in Vancouver, the Lower Mainland, they're all nodding their heads right now.
But continue.
Doesn't Captain Felton live out there?
You might.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might.
Anyway, everybody goes down. Like, it is a very normal thing to go down to the States, go get yourself some cheese wheels and some butter, whatever you need. You just drive down to the States it's like a little trip.
Talking about.
If you leave early enough, you're back home. Like, government name Quads.
Government names from Quads.
What are you doing, Quads? Do you understand how much editing that is for me? It's none at all, but.
Like Bag Milk said, you go home and you've got a grilled cheese by lunch.
I think that was me who said that. So once again, second time you've.
Also, we found out that Quads apparently had never seen a magpie before. He thought they were our fancy dressed up crows.
They wear suits up here.
No.
So at this point, Jay has gone inside. He had a call. So the three of us are just finishing up. And then Quads excitedly points across the street. So Printz and I.
The look on his face. I
was bewildered.
Like the look on his face, like his eyes just went like lit up. And I'm like, what's over? I'm looking. I'm like.
Yeah, so Printz and I dart to the left or to the right to see what is going on. This scene that Quads is so animated about. It turns out it's a magpie.
It's a nice car or like a nice girl walks by.
Or like there was an NHLer or something, you know?
A magpie.
A magpie. It's like, your birds are different here. Your birds are different here. I was like, what?
We're like, what are you talking about?
So now,
one time, Bag Milk, I went to Boston and saw their squirrels, which are honestly the size of house cats.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I'm pointing, and I'm standing in the street looking at it. And this guy walked by and goes, what? Have you ever seen a squirrel before? I kept walking.
That was like Quads, but with a magpie.
I'd never.
Don't take it too hard, Quad.
I've seen them, but only when I come out here. And this was the first time that I had seen one with.
But didn't you just say you've never been on a plane? So like, this is the only place you've been.
This is the only place I've flown to, ever.
So like the places you've been are like BC.
Yeah.
Washington State.
Yeah.
Cheese place.
Yeah, the cheese place in Washington State.
Trader Joe's, Washington State.
What city is that in?
We'll go on a plane, but it's crossed the border more times than you can believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've basically I see this magpie and I've seen them every time I come out here, and I see them as frequently as I see crows back home. So I was like, oh, they must not have crows. They only have these white-bellied crows. So that's what I was asking about.
Holy wild.
Chalmers, your thoughts on this?
I don't know what to think. It's good to be young.
Oh yeah.
Good to be young, man, you know, but this whole 4-hour round trip for cheese and spices has got my mind in a pretzel.
Yep.
I don't get it. What is so different and so special about the cheese and the spice? What's so that you can't get it in Vancouver or get Amazon to deliver it for
Full
you?
wheels of cheese Quads is picking up down there as well.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's all bigger. It's all cheaper. You go down, you go to the Costco, you get everything that you can't get here. Trader Joe's, same sort of thing. We don't even have Trader Joe's in Canada, right? So that's what you're going for. And again, like this may sound crazy, but there's people who do this every weekend. If they live close to the border, like if you live in like White Rock, South Surrey, every weekend they go do their Costco shop at the border.
But like what
in the
what
States.
Can't you get? Like Sprite? Like I don't understand if you can't get across the border.
There's a plenty of stuff. Like basically anything at Trader Joe's, right? Like Trader Joe's brand, you can't get anything.
I don't know what they sell there.
They got
I don't even know it.
all these different cheese-based spices is what I was telling
What are you
telling
talking
Bag Milk
about?
about.
Pick another one.
What do
There's
you
another
use
one.
them for?
Yeah, there's another
Anything.
government name as well.
Yeah. It's hard to remember this.
I'm going to kill you.
I'm sorry. Just bookmark it. You'll be good.
I know.
How can a cheese be a spice?
He just keeps saying all this stuff you can't get and keeps going back to cheese and spices.
We're like people from the 1960s who just came out of a nuclear bunker. We have no idea what anything is.
Okay, here's another one.
There's just so much. There's cheese with spice in it. There's spice flavored cheese.
spice technology.
There's spices that taste like cheese. It's just, it's a ton of stuff.
The world didn't end.
There's more. There's this rice.
Can't find that anywhere.
No, it's like this rice pilaf mix. It's really good.
Bread. Yeah, can't get bread here.
There's some really good bread at Trader Joe's. Tell you that much.
That bottles of water down there too.
Anyway, I've given my spiel. Everybody goes down. I went down. The last time I made one of these trips was to go buy baseball equipment. And I'll tell you what, very glad I did. Went to Dick's Sporting Goods. It was fantastic. Saved a lot of money.
So I'm going to Vancouver at the end of the month for the weekend. Is there a
good luck finding cheese there, Dick?
Yeah, a travel agency I can call to get on to one of these excursions down across the border for cheese and spices?
Just keep heading south. Don't even stop in Vancouver. Just keep going. Go down to Bellingham.
When you see Trader Joe's, you know you've made it.
Yeah, when you see Trader Joe's, you can turn back and head to the border.
You just got to lock off at least 4 hours of your trip. That's it.
Yes, sounds like it's worth it.
All the cheese and spices you could ever hope for.
Oh, man.
You fill up
they have
gas.
rice in the States, eh, boys?
Yep.
Oh, hold on.
Ooh la
Also,
la.
the other thing I noticed, our gas is like 40 to 50 cents more expensive per liter than it is
Good.
here. So,
Really?
What?
So a lot of people go down to the States to fill up their gas.
Bring a couple
in
jerry cans
Vancouver.
back?
No, that's not even worth it. I think if you do regardless. But yeah, people go down and fill up their tanks.
You hippies deserve to pay more for gas.
Don't do that up here, Quads. You're way too far away from the border. Choose a tank of gas at least just to get to the border, then to use up all the American gas before you get home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, people in White Rock, South Surrey, it's like routine. Okay, it's the weekend. Let's head to the border and go get our cheese and our gas.
What in the sweet hell?
What
We
a
used to
life.
be a country, a proper country.
Now we can't even get rice or cheese or spices.
Just
All of what you're
bland
describing,
bread.
I can see from my front window of my house in Edmonton. I can see the cheese store. I can see the gas mart. I can see the spice depot. You needn't go to the U.S. for these products, sir.
If you do need any of these products, our friends at DoorDash can help you.
Ding-dong.
Promo code RealLifeDD gets you 25% off and no delivery fees. If you're hungry tonight, Quads, you use DoorDash and you only order Oodle Noodle on it. You can order other things. There's plenty, but mainly Oodle Noodle. Good?
Good. I liked Oodle Noodle last time I came.
Princey, you've had Oodle Noodle in Airdrie,
I
right?
have, yeah. No,
you go.
it's very good.
Respect.
Very good.
Mhm.
Very good. I was told right away to do that.
Princey, do they sell cheese in Calgary?
No, they don't. There's no cheese in Calgary.
And that's a longer
We have to-
drive.
we have
Yeah.
to
Well, if
drive.
you head south,
You got to go to Montana.
We have to drive to Saskatchewan. The other way.
Unlucky.
I kind of want to try these cheese spices.
there you go. There you
I do
go.
too.
Can you bring what you normally bootleg to Vancouver to Edmonton next trip, Quad?
Yeah, I'm not even joking you. So this whole conversation started because when I was flying to this time, I almost missed my flight because security took way longer because they closed down one of the gates that they usually use. And they're like, okay, it's for Nexus only. Well, there's nobody there at that security gate. So everybody's filed at these two gates and I was almost late. Like I almost missed the flight. So then I said to Jay, I'm like, maybe I should get a Nexus pass. And then I was like, I could also use it to go get cheese wheels.
Yep.
So now I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing the runs.
Makes sense. You also brought your girlfriend to town. So
Yeah.
what kind of stuff are you doing in the evenings to entertain her? You mentioned watching Sopranos.
Bro,
but do you have
don't tell us
outings? Do you have outings? Like, are you going anywhere out and about?
I will be taking them to the mall today.
Yes,
Oh.
we are going to the mall today. But other than that, like last night, we literally just watched Sopranos because we're making our way through it for the first time. Neither of us have ever seen it. Obviously I'm Italian, so
that's your culture.
It's hilarious because we're watching it and like I didn't watch it 'cause I was like, oh, these are just dumb stereotypes. And then they say that there's a part where they're adamant that Alexander Graham Bell didn't invent the telephone. And I was like, wait, I've heard this at a family event. Like it was an Italian that invented the telephone. And that's what they say on the show. Yeah. And I wasn't laughing. I was like, yeah.
Who, Marconi?
I don't know the person's name. I really don't know.
No, he invented the radio.
No, the wireless.
And he also plays the mamba.
But I think he was in the telephone technology game. You don't know the name of the Italian guy who invented the telephone?
No, I do not.
Remember that you're mad about it from Sopranos?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're
bang on.
Okay. Well, so now, this guy's legacy is intact.
So now we're on season 2, and we're just making our way through the Sopranos.
The Italians claim it is Antonio Mucci. How do I say that, Quads?
The mooch?
You got it.
Yeah, Mucci.
Yeah, the mooch.
The mooch.
Classic mooch move trying to invent the telephone.
It might be Meucci, but...
Invent the phone, then forget you
Meucci.
Kind of. You got the hand motion, right?
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
And for you, Princey, like coming up to Edmonton, that's just another day, right?
There's nothing new about coming up to Edmonton.
Yeah. No. Magpies aren't impressing you, Princey.
No, they're not. There's probably more magpies down in Calgary.
I'm always trying to one up us.
Yeah. Oh, I will. This is a straight business trip to come down here and work and do stuff. I was working all last night. I thought about maybe putting around. You know what I used to do as a kid was I'm from Calgary, but I lived in Red Deer as a kid. Everybody always used to come into Edmonton to go to United Cycle. The bigger hockey store. So I haven't been to United Cycle in probably a decade. So I was like, you know what? If I'm ever bored, I'd literally just want to go to United.
Did you not drive right past it on your way in?
I did, but I was booking it to get here. I wanted to get here
because you wanted to see me so badly.
I did. I know him, but I tried to get in the building and no one let me in
because I was late.
Exactly. So I don't know. There's not much to do. I'm looking forward to. I'm thinking to go down to the Pint tonight. I got a buddy in town. I'm gonna meet up with some guys. Whatever, man. We got game nights tonight. We got Oilers Flames tonight too.
And they both play night, and the Canucks play night.
Yeah. So we got games to watch tonight.
Tyler, I did want to see you. I was tired.
I know.
And I was like, it's like 4 o'clock. Everybody will be home by now. But there was a lot of people here still. So it was nice.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Bag Milk, you texted me yesterday and you said that you wanted to let me know you look very handsome in your new Jays jerseys.
Yeah, I do.
Confirmed.
Yeah. It looks nice.
They are very nice.
They are nice.
It's a nice jersey.
Yeah, they're okay.
Came in yesterday. Yeah, we got a Red Sox fan here.
Not me. Just making it clear, it is not me that is the Red Sox fan.
Nope. But since Princey's new here and he's a Flames and Red Sox fan, we force him to cut clips of Oilers Nation Radio and Blue Jays Nation Radio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I can't not do a good job. There's times where I just want to give you guys crappy clips, but I can't not do a good job. And yeah, trust me, the boys at home are just having a field day laughing at this because they're all Jays fans too. And they're like, you actually have to pay attention now to know what's going on. Yeah. So
also I got to introduce Princey. I'll show this to you after Quads to the Tyler Won't Kiss Me song.
Yeah.
It's the new smash jam for the summer.
It makes me really uncomfortable.
It's so good. It's fantastic.
I need some context here.
Do you think I could get the Roadcaster going to play it?
Yeah. So on Better Late Than Never, my podcast, to give you context, Quads, the last time the Oilers played the San Jose Sharks, which they're playing again tonight, Tyler said, if the Oilers win this game, I will give you a kiss. They ultimately ended up winning.
The Sharks? You did that?
Yeah, because the Sharks were up 1-0 at that point.
Oh, okay. I think
Oilers got 2 straight, ended up winning in overtime. Tyler has still been welching on his bet. I am unkissed. These lips are prepared. So now we're accruing interest. So anyway, as this pertains to the song, one of the listeners of my podcast just wrote a song called Tyler, Won't You Kiss Me? And it's arguably the song of the summer, as far as I'm concerned.
Part of the German Oilers Nation playoff anthem?
It's like in concert, we've got a hell of a list here. Like a playlist. I think Tyler may have it for you, Wanya. It is a...
No, you know the Roadcaster's not going to win. Sorry, we got to restart that. Yeah. Here's the song.
Come on.
Why won't you kiss me? Why won't you kiss me? Oh, no, don't be so cold. Put your hand in mine. Let's have a nice time with the meeting of our mouth holes.
Who does shit like this?
Who has the time to do that?
People who go down south for cheese and spices. That's the type
That
of
is 10 out of 10 would recommend again on Yelp.
If that is not the song of the summer by the end of August, I don't know what we're even doing here because that is a jam. That is, of course, the one and only Meat Watcher that wrote that one.
So you sent it to me like a week ago or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it was stuck in my head all fucking day. And then you sent it in the group chat for our new betting show.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was like, don't listen to it, Tyler. And I was like, damn it, I need to make.
All of your volumes have gone way down.
Yeah, what the fuck? I just turned my phone up and then I just blew my own ear holes up.
Tie.
I don't know why. On my end, it looks good. So there's that.
He's turning you up now.
Mm.
We got
There
going
we
up.
go.
There you go.
Better?
Yeah, we can talk some hockey or what?
Playoff schedule
This is
came out
all
today.
about hockey.
We
Oilers,
should talk some hockey.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
Are you guys going to put Dustin Brown into retirement? I just saw I posted he's retiring.
He's going to retire after this series?
After this series, after this season.
Bless up.
Yeah.
I would love to put Dustin Brown in retirement. He is a potato.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like him? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's kind of a pain in the ass.
He is a pain in the ass. He's one of those guys. There's goes Quads. Go to check out the other.
Quads heard we were talking playoff hockey, and he was like, I'm not needed here.
He's irrelevant here.
He's going to check out the local flora and fauna.
He's going to look for rats.
This show is chaotic.
Yeah.
It should be called
Nonsense
chaotic.
show.
That's the Britney Spears show.
But yeah, playoffs starting on Monday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday is your schedule next week.
I'm excited. This city is a better place when the playoffs are on.
You can already feel the vibe.
Car flags are starting to pop
like
up.
that Britney Spears and Kevin Federline show.
We could not have gotten a better draw than we got. Is this the most amount of pressure the Oilers have had to get out of the first round
Yes.
in a long time?
Because you cannot lose this. You just got gifted a gravy matchup. You're clearly the better team. You need to beat the LA Kings in
And
a
the
hurry.
Kings won't have Doughty.
Yeah.
It's another little
Their
bonus.
goaltending is like supremely average.
But then whether it's Peterson or it's Quick, they both play well against the Oilers.
Yeah, but it's a 7-game series. Like, you're not going up against Connor Hellebuck is my point.
Right. No.
So that's a big one for the Oilers. Like, they need, their forward group is deep. You like the decor. Mike Smith is red hot. Who knows if it can stay that way? You know, he's going to have bad games eventually, but still, I just think you're right. This is the most pressure the Oilers have faced in a while.
Who has more pressure on
I was
them?
so convinced they were going to win the play-in years. I was so convinced they were going to destroy Winnipeg. I have all the swagger of Kevin Federline on that Kevin Federline and Britney Spears show, Chaotic.
Right when that song Popo's Out came out, that's the swag you had.
He had it, though, for a moment. He just lost it as quickly as it came.
He never been to Denver, but he rocks them Nuggets.
Is that actually a line?
Of Popo's Out?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Damn, Bag Milk, you're plugged into the street.
We got into hockey talk for a second there.
Who has more pressure on them to get out of the first round, Edmonton or Toronto?
Toronto.
Yeah.
And they got a tough matchup.
Not a gravy matchup. Tampa Bay scored like
playing?
22 goals in their last 3 games.
Yeah.
They're up against Tampa. And the Leafs goaltending, not great.
I was already looking ahead to our third round matchups the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Princey was irritated with that comment.
Game 2.
What are you looking past? Are you looking past the Kings?
Oh, always.
And
No,
the
now I'm
Flames.
doing the reverse. I'm not even looking to game 2. I'm only focused on game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because if you think back to the bubble playoffs, we were so excited. It was in Edmonton.
Yeah.
It was our time.
Against the Hawks.
We're going to win.
Yeah.
Laid a turd.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Never forget Andreas Athanasiou missing that wide open net to tie the game with like 3 minutes left. I was like, what the hell?
Great Oiler of all time. Andreas Athanasiou.
Do you guys have a name for those type of we launched a new podcast with Flames Nation on Shot Down in Flames in Calgary? We call those guys Forever a Flame. So they're the guys that came to the team and had like a cup of coffee, but you still kind of remember and you bring them up like Athanasiou or whatever.
We don't have a name for him.
But you've got guys like that you refer
Mike
back
Green.
to. Yeah, Mike
played
Green. Yeah.
18 shifts.
Yeah.
They always give up a first for him and then he retired.
Yeah, exactly.
Great Oiler.
Great
all time.
Oilers. Yeah, we do that.
Hold on. What? We gave him a first round.
No, fourth.
No. Yeah.
Fourth round.
Yeah.
But he only played.
And then he didn't come back for the bubble playoffs. He's like, not for me.
Yeah.
Which is an insane, fair, but also like, man, really? Played 2 games.
Way she goes.
Yeah.
We were at his last game because he got hurt in the Vegas game we were at.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he get a point in one of the 2 games? I thought I recall him being on the ice for a goal at least.
Maybe.
We can check that out. I have the
Good time, not a long time. Forever an Oiler.
Yep.
Forever Oiler. Okay.
Forever a Flame.
Forever a Flame.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, if you're going to talk
Is it
about
hard, Princey, on your eyes to have looked at such shitty players and teams over the years, and then such a horrible jersey design?
To be fair, they've gotten better.
I imagine it's like watching a car crash.
You think
82 times a year?
You think those Oilers orange jerseys are better than the Flames?
I don't like
you
the orange
We're heroes up here,
Are you
Princey.
joking?
Heroes, each and every man.
Are you guys changing your jerseys next year?
Didn't Handsome Tom say they're going back to navy blue next year?
Navy blue, or sorry, royal blue homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Normal
That's the kit.
whites.
Yeah.
And then they're going to keep the navy as the third, and there's going to be a new reverse retro, I believe, is the report.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like the orange jerseys, if I'm being honest.
No, I'm not being biased or anything. I'm not a big fan of the orange ones. I do like the royal blue ones. I really like.
If you could get that royal blue royal blue back with the away jerseys for the Flames now for a head-to-head, that's the way the Lord intended it.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the, when they play the Flames to the Canadians, when they play the Canucks in the black jerseys, it gives a lot of throwbacks to the 80s and stuff. So I think it looks good. But to go completely back there, I mean, watching an absolute garbage lineup. What are you talking about, man? Like,
just the worst franchise ever.
To go back,
junk every year, junk. Who are half these idiots? I say every season to myself. Who is Calgary icing now? Ugh.
Yeah. Mike Green played a total of 33 minutes with the Oilers. Did not register a point. He had 2 shots though, so you got to give him that.
That's what I remember. A shot. Hooray!
On a serious note, are you a little bit worried about 7 games against Nashville and what that's going to do to that team?
In terms of like the physicality and the fighting and that kind of stuff, yeah, I think anybody's kind of concerned about that might take a toll on your bodies. I think the change in direction with that has significantly shifted now with UC Saros, which we don't have confirmation on how long he's actually
Reports say 4 to 6.
There you go. So now you're looking
that's brutal.
You're looking at playing the Flames ex backup, who's only played 2 home games this whole season in Nashville. So no, in terms of the actual matchup and getting past them now, no. But yeah, it'd be tough to play a physical series. Like you guys are talking about LA Kings, and I'm thinking in my head, like who on the LA Kings is gonna go after the Oilers?
Brendan Lemieux.
And then Evander Kane will pop him in the mouth again.
There you go. So I think the Flames do have a tougher physical matchup. Now, it's not a guarantee that they're going to play Nashville. Who knows yet? It kind of gets determined in the next couple of days, but we're looking at it.
We need it. It's the one everybody wants.
Yeah.
If that happens, other than Toronto and Tampa, I put that in second place. I think the Flames Nashville series is going to be the marquee matchup of the first round.
Well, even the game the other night was spicy.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It was so good.
Very good. Very entertaining. That kind of stuff's good for the game. I mean, you're going to see me on Flamesnation. I like the fights. I like the hits. Some guys don't, but I like the fights and the hits.
I don't want to meet those guys that don't.
No, you don't.
It's all good fun.
No.
Since this is our last show, we'll have a Monday show before the playoffs. So I'll save that question I was going to throw out for that episode when Jay and everyone is here.
What a tease. But
real quick, Princey, real quick though, you can't confirm everyone in Calgary is an idiot.
What did you say on our last episode? If it's a battle
Can you
about
confirm?
No, I cannot confirm.
I knew there would be head-to-heads like this.
What did I say last podcast? Battle over to what?
You said if it's Edmonton Calgary second round, you're gonna go down to Calgary and impregnate people and not call them.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go down there and make a whole bunch of. Raised by mums.
I sat and just stared at the audio lines, and I was like, "Do I leave that in or not?"
You
and I
leave
did.
that in.
And I did, and now I've repeated it, so I'm in on it now too. I'm guilty.
I hope people laugh when I say stuff like that because I'm really putting myself out there. Because if one day I do have a kid, someone's going to be like,
you do have a kid right now.
Yeah, you are a dad.
You do have one right now.
A Calgary kid.
Oh, yeah.
Which I may have. Who knows? That's why I don't answer the phone on Father's Day. That's when they try to make contact.
Yeah, we'll find an appropriately sized cage for him.
Whoa.
What?
Seemed excessive.
This is only going to get worse if we both win our series and end up meeting each other.
Oh, it'll be good fun.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys will come, if we do that, come back down to Calgary because that trip we had was pretty fun. The one that I actually got to be a part of. One Flames fan versus 75 Oilers fans, which is really fun.
The old 2 a.m. glass of red wine at Singapore Sam's.
There's a high quality glass of red.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It came in a plastic cup.
Yeah,
that's how you know it's good. The finest wines come in a plastic cup.
Like a generation of Battle of Alberta playoffs.
We really have.
We've been denied shit talking each other.
When was the last one in the playoffs?
We're so crappy.
The 90s, late 80s?
92?
91 or 92, I think. Yeah.
Like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And like realistically, so many Battle of Alberta, the only tension was like the announcer before the game being like, can you believe it?
Yeah.
And they would ask like, oh, I don't know, take your pick of what nameless Oiler at the time. Like, what do you think of the Battle of Alberta? They're like, unbelievable. You're like, this guy's not going to do shit.
Yeah.
Now we can actually have a battle.
Yeah. First time in 20 years. Come on. Long overdue.
Hey, Charles.
Yeah.
What's the play for you? Like, are your kids pretty invested in the team right now?
100%.
Like, do they own shares in the OEG?
Yeah.
They're invested in hockey, period.
They're on the board.
Right now.
Okay.
Like they stayed up and they were watching that Nashville Calgary game with me. They know probably the standings and who's going to play who better than I do right now. Yeah, they're 100% invested. And that's why I'm kind of torn because last playoffs, because of it being in the middle of a pandemic, we stayed home and I watched it with them and my wife. And now I love them to death, but
you want to party with the boys.
I want to party.
Daddy wants to let go a little. Yeah.
Daddy wants to let go a little bit. So I'm going to have to, pick and choose. I'm going to have to split the time, with them, but no, they're in 100%.
I was going to say, so like, what's the plan?
Drink.
Well,
you can also just be like, well, boys, now's your chance. It's playoffs.
Here's my plan.
You drink with Daddy.
Here's my plan.
A stiff rye for the boys.
Here we go, boys.
Anything Thursday through Sunday is going to be Daddy time. Monday through Wednesday will be with them.
That's a good split.
Yeah, that's a good split.
Yep. I was going to say, you just got to throw an adult party upstairs and then let the kids do whatever in the basement. Set up the game for them there. Dueling watch parties.
Cartwheeling down the stairs, hammered, going just like Daddy.
My problem with it right now is their psychotic sports schedule, which I am fully to blame for. They have like something every single night. If it's not baseball, it's hockey. They got golf now starting. It is a lot.
You got your kids in golf?
Oh, hell yeah. They are in this thing called Operation 36. Let me tell you what this thing is. It is if I had this when I was a kid, man, junior golfers my age would be a lot better than they are today. But what they do is they go every Wednesday, they go for a lesson. It's an hour and a half lesson. And then on Sundays, they play a match. And it's the goal of the match is to shoot 36 on 9 holes. But you have to do it. You have to start from 25 or 50 yards out. And if you shoot 36 from 50 yards out on every hole, then you do it from 75 yards. Then it goes to 100 yards, then 150 yards. So back in the day, they used to teach us on the driving range, this is your driver, this is your 9-iron. Well, we're starting now teaching these kids the hardest part of the game. 50 yards and in is on most holes. That's about a chip shot and then like 2 or 3 putts. And
you probably won't lose your ball, right? It's not like off the tee, you're spraying it in the woods and getting frustrated learning.
Right. And it doesn't take up much time on the golf course. I mean, there's probably 8 tee times in a row. And from 5 o'clock to, we're probably there till like 8 o'clock on a Sunday and they get it done, the 9 holes. And like from 50 yards, my sons both did it on the first try. And so it was pretty easy. It was a chip. But then from 75 yards, you have now some rough in front of you and then a fringe, and you're not just chipping from off the green. So it adds a whole new element. And they struggled the first time, but then they did it the second time. But man, from the first 5 times I watched them do it, how much better they got at golf just because of the way they're being taught. It is super cool.
I like that. Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah. Right. And then baseball season's in full swing. Unfortunately, we had our practice canceled last night due to inclement weather and the field not being ready for us. But we have had 1 outdoor practice and it is just as good as I remember. Crack of the bat, spits in the pocket, sun's out. It's just my heaven. The hockey, however, yeah, I wish I could drink out there. The hockey, however, the spring hockey, man, keeping up with the Joneses is not as easy as it sounds. One son's got hockey 4 times a week.
So how do you, wow. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how do you do all of that? Like that just sounds like 7 days a week.
It's pretty much 7 days a week. I mean, tonight.
Who are you doing this for? The kids or yourself?
Buddy, if it was for myself, they wouldn't be doing any of it.
They'd be sitting at home drinking rye with their old man.
Exactly.
Like, you know what's dope? Doing origami in your room.
Yeah.
I do cool. I really enjoy the golf because the Wednesdays is just drop them off and go have a pint in the Spike Bar. And then Sundays you get to walk the course with them. So that's a lot of fun. The baseball, I enjoy. The hockey's just, it's competitive. That's what I like about it. They're in a tournament this weekend called the Crusher Cup. And it's like they're missing school tomorrow to be at an 11 o'clock game.
Is this the one in the mall?
No, that's not. That's in a couple weeks. And we are in that one as well. This one actually, tomorrow, our game is at the downtown community arena. Ooh. And then Kinsman. Yeah, but that called the invite. No, what is it called? The All-Star Invite or something? The one at the mall?
Oh, shit. Wow.
How are we talking about your kids' sports more than the actual Oilers and sending the bill to HGA for this entire shit show?
So that brings me to the end here. As we head into the playoffs, we would love, if you enjoy the podcast, maybe if you don't, to leave us a review.
Or just send us some money.
We got a review the other day.
I could use it. These children's sports, they don't give these things away. Yep. So yes, send us some money, please.
When we get negative reviews, they are usually centered around two things. Me or the fact that we don't talk enough Oilers. But we got one the other day that was unique, and I want to share it on.
Oh, I'd like to hear this.
You will. The person's name was just a bunch of random letters strung together. Made no sense. He gave us 1 star. The title, Please Get Rid of Chalmers. The review says, I stopped listening to this podcast when Chalmers started appearing. It's been a long time since I checked in, and I thought to myself, sure enough, he must be gone by now, right? Nope, he's still there, and the podcast is unbearable because of it.
I wonder if this is one of Chalmers' drunk kids writing it.
What a pussy. Hey, DM me, Mr. Bunch of Letters and
well, he's not
numbers.
listening anymore.
Puss. Yeah, well, somebody get to him. Hide behind a keyboard. What a loser. We don't want you. Chalmers, I don't want you. Goof.
You don't have to listen to that bunch of random letters and numbers.
I don't give a shit.
We think you're great.
And on that note, shout out to the HGA group, DoorDash, and Doodle Noodle, and PointsBet Canada. If you want to hear more PointsBet talk, we got a new betting podcast. So subscribe to BLT Bets wherever you get your podcast from. 30 minutes a week, straight bet and talk, a little bit of fun mixed in as well, right, Bag Milk?
Absolutely. Although yesterday, Chalmers, you'd appreciate that. The three of us, we ended off the podcast yesterday by together as a trio putting together a parlay on the evening. And I feel like you would appreciate that our 3-leg parlay went how well?
0 for 3.
Yeah, not great.
Perfect.
It's just as hard to go 0 for 3 as it is to go 3 for 3.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what they say. Princey, how'd you enjoy your real life experience?
This was, it was good. It was interesting all over the place. I've listened to the show quite a bit now down the stretch, and no, I'm happy to be here. I'd love to come back on as well every time I'm down in Edmonton, but nice to snap it around with Chris.
Government name.
Oh, we got government names everywhere.
Wanye to you.
Okay, well now I know that. Edit that.
Yep. Anyways, thanks for tuning in to episode 374. Playoff preview coming.
Yeah.
Playoff preview coming on Monday. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.